What's up, y'all? We are back with another video today. Today is a Miami Dolphins season prediction. I'm going to go by week and just say whether or not I think the Dolphins will win or lose these games and kind of give my input on why, right? It's a pretty self-explanatory video. If you guys want me to make more videos like this, let me know in the comments. If you want me to do your team, let me know what that team is and I will do them as well. I'll probably do about 2 or 3 more teams before the start of the season. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys want me to do, and I will do those videos. But yeah, if you guys have not already, please like and subscribe the video, or I guess like it at the end. But if you guys want to see more videos like this, also subscribe if you have not subscribed yet. But yeah, let's just get right into it with our Miami Dolphins season predictions. Now, game one, we have the Indianapolis Colts at home. Now, Daniel Jones obviously starting for the Colts. Josh Downs, Alec Pierce being there. They're starting receivers. Honestly, people that I'm not too scared of, right? Their offensive line, I think, is about middle of the pack. And obviously, the one guy to watch out for on offense is Jonathan Taylor, right? Now, I like our front seven. I think we have a relatively deep D-line, and our linebackers aren't that bad either. What I worry about a lot with the Dolphins, especially defensively, is our secondary, right? And I think with the Colts, you won't have to worry about that too much, especially in week one. I'm okay with us really trying to focus and stop the run and having Daniel Jones try and beat us with the weapons that he has around him. And I personally don't think he'll be able to do that. Now, on the offensive side of the ball, right, Dolphins, obviously we should have everyone back and healthy. Tua, A-Chain, Waddle, Hill, Darren Waller as well. I know our offensive line isn't the greatest, but Colts defense doesn't really have that many stars on there either. I think their best defensive player right now is Laitu. I think that's how you say his name, the defensive end that they got last year. He'll definitely be better this year than he would be last year, but that's one person. And he's not at that point yet where he can be a one-man wrecking crew. So for me, I have the Dolphins winning this game. I would say pretty easily, but I would say probably by 10 points, 10, 14 points, something like that. I think it'll be a close-ish game until we get to the end. But it's not going to be that exciting of a game, right? Now, Dolphins and Patriots. Dolphins at home. I have the Dolphins winning this game. I specifically have the Dolphins winning this game because I think it's going to take a little bit of time for the Patriots offense to be able to play well in a game setting, right? I like Drake May. I think Drake May will be a above average quarterback, especially this year. But I think it's going to take a little bit of time for him and Diggs and some of these other receivers that are now in different spots and running things from a different scheme. I think it's going to be a little bit of growing pains, right, for this Patriots team. And I think that honestly they will struggle these first couple games. And I think that fact alone, the Dolphins have this. Also the fact that we are at home in September. It's going to be hot, and it's going to be hot, and I think we thrive in the heat, whereas the Patriots are going to struggle in the heat. So offensively, it's kind of the same thing I said for the Colts. I think Patriots defense is good as well, but I think the best guy there is Christian Gonzalez, and he can't cover Hill and Waddle at the same time. So I have the Dolphins winning that game as well. Now, here I have the Bills beating us. I don't really think there's anything crazy about me saying that. And not to spoil it, but in other years, I would have said that the Dolphins would have split one of these games between the Bills. But I think our defense is considerably worse than what it was, obviously, last year and the year before. And with just Josh Allen and how he plays football and all this and all that, I think they're gonna. I'm afraid they're gonna stomp us on Thursday night. I don't think it's gonna be that close of a game, and I think the Bills are going to beat the Dolphins pretty easily. Now, Dolphins and Jets. I I really do think the Jets are going to be better this year than they were last year. But I think off of extra rest, I think the Dolphins are going to beat the Jets. This is around the point where I think teams that struggle at the beginning of the year kind of start to gain their footing. But I think that the Jets will still be trying to figure some things out. I like Justin Fields as a quarterback. I like him a lot, but the weakness of his game is being able to throw the ball, especially deep, right? And that is our weakness as well. So I think we're going to try and keep Justin Fields contained in the pocket with the edge rushers that we have and the linebackers that we have. Try and keep him contained in the pocket so that way he doesn't roll out and beat us on broken plays. But if we can do that and we keep Justin Fields in the pocket and force Justin Fields to beat us with his arm, there's still that chance that he goes out there and he plays a great game. But I think more than likely not, he won't be, or more than likely he won't be able to compete and stay competitive with the Dolphins offense, right? Having obviously all the speed that we have. Dolphins versus Panthers, I have that being the Dolphins pretty easily. I don't want to say I'm not gonna say it's a trap game, but out of the games that the Dolphins, I have the Dolphins winning. I think this is a game that we could definitely lose. I'm not gonna say hype, but I do believe in Bryce Young. I think Bryce Young will play better this season, and at some point the Dolphins will have a bad game, and I think this is probably going to be the game. But if everything goes the way I think it should go, I think the Dolphins are going to look good. I think the Panthers don't have enough defensively to really make me feel confident in picking the Panthers to beat the Dolphins. But offensively, I think Panthers offensively, they have a better chance of beating us if they pass the ball a lot, right? They have a good running back, Chuba Hubbard, right? But he's not like crazy, right? And I think our defense can kind of handle him and handle that offense if that's what they're going to try and do. But if Bryce Young has a good day and just passing the ball, I think that's where we get cooked and we can lose this game. But I think more than likely, I think our edge pressure is going to be able to get to Bryce Young, fluster him a little bit, and he won't have that great of a passing performance, which is why I think the Dolphins will win. I think the Dolphins will I think our offense is with Tua in, I think our offense is top 10. I feel like it wouldn't be insane to make an argument for top 5 when Tua is healthy and when this offense is clicking. So yeah, Dolphins over the Panthers. Here I have the Chargers beating us. I just think the Chargers roster is more complete than the Dolphins. I think we've seen multiple times in the Tua versus Justin Herbert kind of saga, Justin Herbert always comes out on top. And I think this year the Chargers team is better than it was last year. This is another year of Jim Harbaugh being there. So, players that were there last year who maybe didn't fully understand the scheme and the concept will be able to run it better this time since now they're another year in it. So I think the Chargers will beat the Dolphins. Close game. I think the Dolphins could definitely come out and win this game, but I think more than likely it's going to be the Chargers winning this game. Dolphins versus Browns. I have Dolphins pretty easily. I think at this point of the season, if there is bad Joe Flacco play, we could get Kenny Pickett or Gabriel or Dylan Gabriel or Shador, depending again on how their season is going. But I think more than likely Joe Flacco will still be the starter. And if it's Joe Flacco, honestly, he doesn't scare me. I think there isn't enough talent on this team for us to really try and focus on stopping the run, right? I think Jerome Ford is an okay running back, and we have enough athleticism on our front seven to create pressure for Joe Flacco and make him throw some bad balls, so that way we can kind of mask our weakness in the secondary. Now, defensively, I could see this game being a struggle as well, right? Browns on defense, they have one of the best defenses in the league, and I don't think anything's really going to change with that. Our O-line isn't that great, and we're going to be going against Myles Garrett, so that's going to be tough as well. But I think I'm not going to say what Myles Garrett struggles with, but the way that we could take Myles Garrett out of the game is by having a lot of quick throws, quick reads, screens and things like that. And I think that's already what the Dolphins do a lot, right? We do a lot of quick throws, a lot of timing throws that are quick slants, quick ins for 8 to 9 yards, or little tosses, little perimeter screens and stuff like that to our guys with speed. And I think that's how we beat the Browns defense, is to do what we can to make sure that Myles Garrett doesn't have the time to actually be able to go in there and pass rush, right? So I have the Dolphins beating the Browns. Dolphins and Falcons. I have the Falcons winning this game. I know I've talked about before how I think Penix is going to have some growing pains just because it'll be his first year as a starter now. But I think by week 8 he'll have it figured out. I think he has too many weapons on offense that I don't think our defense will be able to consistently stop that offense, right? I think we have that good front seven, but Drake London's good. Darnell Mooney, I know he isn't amazing, but I mean he was a wide receiver 1 at one point, and it wasn't a bad one, right? So I think having him at wide receiver 2 is also good. I know everyone says about Kyle Pitts, but Kyle Pitts is still an athletic freak, right? There's only probably one person on our defense that can cover him, and that's Minka, and that's our best DB. So if you want to have Cam Smith and Storm Duck covering Drake London and Darnell Mooney, I think that's going to be a problem for us. And then Bijan. We always struggle against really good running backs for whatever it is, no matter how good our front seven is. So I think Bijan's also just going to have a good game as well. And offensively, this game could be a shootout, like one of those surprise shootouts. But I think at the end, there are a couple times where Tua just makes real bad decisions or he gets flustered. And especially when safeties become involved, right? When safeties occupy spaces that he's not used to them being into, or used to them being in. And obviously the Falcons have one of the best safeties in the league in Jesse Bates, and another good corner in AJ Terrell. So this is a game that I could see being close. I could see it being a shootout, but I think more than likely the Falcons are going to win this game. Ravens, I don't even want to say anything about this. I think we know this. The Ravens blew out the Dolphins a couple of years ago, and that was with a almost healthy team. And that was before they had King Henry. Now they have King Henry. I think I don't even know what I could say or what I could even like think of how the Dolphins will win this game. I think the Ravens have this game very easily. Now, Dolphins Bills. I almost want to say the Dolphins here, only because it's at home, but I think this is going to be later enough in the year where it's not going to be incredibly hot, right, where the Bills are going to struggle. And I think this is going to be it's not one of the first years that this has happened, but I think this is going to be a year where the Bills win both games. I don't think, if my thing will work, there you go. I don't think the Dolphins are going to split the season series with the Bills. I think the Bills are just too good, and our defense is just too bad to be able to put up a fight that we're going to need to have for us to have a chance to win this game. Dolphins and Commanders. Now, I've kind of gone back and forth on this game a couple of times. Part of me thinks that Jaden Daniels is going to have a slump, but it's just one of those things where I think our offense is so much better than their defense, but I also think that their offense can have a way better game than our defense will allow. They still have Terry McLaurin, so I think before this video started, I was gonna lean towards the Commanders, but now that I'm actually thinking about it, I think it's gonna be the Dolphins. I expect our front seven to actually be really good. I think having Chop Robinson and Bradley Chubb, hoping that he's healthy, and Jalen Phillips, hoping that he's healthy, and if Matthew Judon ever does anything, right, having Matthew Judon out there, I think we have a lot of good edge rushers and a lot of people that we can, obviously rush, but at the same time, with like Jalen Phillips and Chop Robinson, those guys are athletic. They can also be in the pass game or in the coverage game as well. So we might be able to like throw some unique kind of disguises and think that we're bringing guys when we're not, and etc. And I think that can help us against a mobile quarterback like Jaden Daniels. And I think that's going to be the key to winning this game, is going to be that front seven. If this front seven can keep Jaden Daniels and his scrambling ability contained, I think we win this game. If not, it's Commanders 100%. But I have confidence that our team will be able to do that, or my team will be able to do that. Dolphins and Saints. I have the Dolphins winning this game. I think the Saints are the worst team in the league. Unless something happens later on in the year where they get some superstar trade or something like that, I think the Dolphins are going to win, whether it's Spencer Rattler or Tyler Shuck playing quarterback. Dolphins are going to win this game. I don't really have too much to say about that. Dolphins and Jets. I have the Jets winning this game. I think it will be cold up there in MetLife Stadium. I think the Jets are going to split the season series with us. And I think Justin Fields at this point in the season will be more comfortable playing, and I could see him having a good game against us in Week 14, 100%. But it's a game, again, it can go either way. I think that's the type of situation that we have here, but I think the Jets will split one game with us. If they don't win this game, then they probably won the game before. But yeah, Steelers and Dolphins. I would love to say my Dolphins, but the Steelers defense is just really good, and I think the Steelers offense is better than our defense. Plus, it's going to be cold. Plus, it's going to be at night, so even colder, right? I have the Steelers winning this game. Yeah, I think it's going to be a boring game. This game could be like a 17-7 kind of game, kind of gritty and whatnot. But I think this is a game that we lose, unfortunately. The only way we do win this game, honestly, is if we can run the ball. And our offensive line is not good enough, I think, to be able to run the ball consistently. So I have the Steelers beating us here. Dolphins and Bengals. I see this game being a shootout, but I'm going to lean on the fact that I think Joe Burrow is going to be more consistent than Tua. And I think it's only going to take one bad decision by Tua for us to lose this game. And if I had to guess on who's more likely to make the most bad decisions, it's going to be Tua. I think Tua is more I know Tua is more likely to make bad decisions against against defenses in general, right? And while these two teams are similar in the fact that these are two teams that are amazing offensively, but defensively they're not going to be very good, Tua is good because of the system. The system relies a lot on timing, and Tua just has that system just down pat, right? He knows it, he knows the timing, and he knows what's going to be open when. Whereas with the Bengals, yes, there is still some of that, but a lot of it is just broken. I'm not going to say a lot of it is broken plays, but there's a lot of broken plays that Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins make because of the athletes that they are. And I think those type of plays are things that the Dolphins tend to struggle against. We give up a lot of broken plays, and I don't see anything changing here. And that's why I think the Bengals are going to win this game. Now, Dolphins and Tampa Bay. I have Tampa Bay winning this game. Their defense is above average, but their offense was one of the best offenses in the league last year, and nothing has really changed. I think their offense got better when Bucky Irving took the starting position, and now he's a starter for, I'm going to assume, is going to be the whole year. And yeah, it's just kind of, I don't think our defense will be able to stop their offense. I think this game could be one of those games that's just ugly to watch. But yeah, I have the Bucs winning this game, and I don't know, you could call this what, like the Battle of South Florida, maybe, I guess. Not really, but yeah. And last game of the season, I have the Dolphins winning this. I know it's gonna be at home, or it's gonna be at New England, but I don't think New England's gonna have too much to fight for. And I think I'm hoping that the Dolphins come in this game hungry, especially after what I'm predicting is 1, 2, 3, 4 straight losses. I'm hoping they come in here, they win the game. We're probably going to be facing some playoff implications here. So, yeah, I think the Dolphins will win this game. I hope. But yeah, so that puts us at 8-9 though. More than likely, it's not going to be a playoff year for us right now. Right now, they have us, or the way I have it is that we'll beat all the, well, I guess this is flawed, sorry, all the losing teams, but the 7 games that they say we're going to win that are against losing teams are teams that I think are going to have a losing record, right? Colts, Patriots. The only one I don't think is the Jets. I think the Jets will have a similar record to us, but like the Panthers and the Browns and not the Commanders. I think the Commanders will also have a good record, but the Saints and the Patriots again. So, yeah, but yeah, this is my prediction for the Dolphins. Let me know if you guys want me to do another team. Just let me know in the comments, and I'll get to work on that as well. But yeah, it was great to make this video. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree with my picks here. But yeah, like and subscribe if you guys want to see more. I'm going to leave my Instagram and my TikTok in the description down below. If you guys want to check that out, then feel free to. TikTok is going to have more short form content where I talk more about up-to-date news or just little things that I noticed in the NFL that doesn't really deserve a long video. And Instagram-wise, that's just my personal Instagram. I post some of my football, like my personal football stuff on there, and just a little more personal view of my life. But yeah, just let me know what you guys think. And yeah, that's about it. Peace out.